Welcome back to another episode of Project Architect 2. Today we'll be moving forward in our journey towards the final star. But to do that, we do need antimatter, which is going to be the focus of today's episode. It is kind of a long chain of things you need to do. However, I haven't decided what power source I want to use to generate it. So we could use bigger reactors, or we could use mechanism. And I'm kind of leaning towards mechanism just because to make antimatter, um, here, to make antimatter, you need the supercritical phase shifter, and that can take in 400 million a tick. And our power reactors just won't cut it. Not because they can't generate 400. Well, they actually can't. They can't generate 400 million a tick at all. They can generate 500, and they can only max extract of 2 million, which will drain this thing instantly, and it won't be able to power the rest of our base. What are you doing? Like, what? Who gave you the right to go down there? But yeah, so this thing is, it'll be fine for our normal base activities, but for this antimatter, it's gonna need its specific own little, not little, massive power source. Oh, you'll also notice that we are now getting upwards of 40 million EMC a tick, around 41 instead of the 6 to 12. And that's because I updated our quarry to use diamond blocks. For some reason, it's just, I don't know why it gave me nether mobs. I don't appreciate it at all. But yes, we are now fighting gas whenever we come here, which is fun. But yeah, it's all diamond blocks now. It's the best block I could find. Because if you come over here to our thing, I've just been researching things, but our legendary blocks and everything, diamond block is the highest EMC value block you can create your dimension out of. If someone knows anything better, let me know. But like ancient debris is worth less. Diamonds themselves are worth less, obviously. Blocks are the best I could do. I couldn't even do compressed blocks or anything. Awakened draconium is not a thing you can use. So diamond blocks are the best I could find. Unfortunately, unless there's liquids here. I know liquids are can be worth a little bit. Maybe I'll look into it. It does not look like any of the liquids from mechanism at least have EMC value, so that's unfortunate. And before anyone comments about draconic reactor cores, I can only find online the highest I've ever seen this thing make is like a little over 2 million a tick, which is better than what we have now, but it's not nearly enough for what we need. So we'll have to see what mechanism or bigger reactors does. It also looks like, I doubt a lot of these values, if it's like the rest of the pack, I doubt a lot of these values have been changed. So it looks like a fusion reactor from mechanism can produce up to around 20 million a tick. That's also maybe not going to cut it. We could do multiple because it looks like there's lots of mechanism liquids we can use. So if I just make a little bit, we can go ahead and create dimensions of that stuff. It'll be expensive. Not really for us, honestly. It should be able, this thing will be able to run it, but that might be an approach, or I'm going to look into bigger reactors. Alright, so right now I'm torn between going down the whole mechanism path and doing my mycelial reactors, because these should generate 25 mil a tick. And I'm kind of leaning towards, well, actually, you know what? To make antimatter, we do need polonium, which needs nuclear waste, which needs everything to make the mechanism stuff. So we'll have to go down the mechanism stuff regardless. And if it doesn't end up being enough, then we'll do mycelial after we do all the mechanism stuff. Alright, so there's a huge chain of things we need to get done here, and it's all going to get done this episode. I swear. So to get sulfur dust, I'm going to walk through this process a little bit more than I walk through other processes, just because I don't see it done all the way through that often, and it is pretty complex. So one of the first things we're going to need is sulfur, and we don't have sulfur, and the only way to get sulfur is to either get the ore, which only comes from, in this pack at least, the void ore miner from industrial foregoing. I'm not really sure I want to do that right now. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it because we might need other things from the ore miner that we can't get anywhere else, or the laser base that we can't get anywhere else. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and the ore base is just what we've seen before. and then what do you call it? The advanced machine frame, and then laser drills we've seen before. All simple stuff, so I'll go ahead and get that together. I'm also really tired of doing machine frames by hand, so no more are we going to be doing it by hand. We're going to set up a pattern provider here. We will give it this, and then we'll take the pattern and put it in here for one, and then we'll have to also go up one more and get this machine frame learned. I should have done this a while ago, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and just throw storage buses on both of these and connect them up. And we are now almost filling up our thing. But now I should be able to go ahead and request some simple machine frames. I think we want 17 in total. So we'll go ahead and do that. I need to teach you how to make gold gears. Oh my god. And we're out of molecular assemblers. Alright, now we should be good. So if I go ahead and request a machine frame, I said 17, right? Go ahead and do that next. Why do you... Okay. Wrong gear. Give me... Where'd you go? There we go. I switched it over to the right gear this time. And we'll go ahead and start crafting that. And it should go ahead and craft them up. Let's see. Yep, it'll go ahead and do it. And I should probably get speed upgrades in here too. But at least now I don't have to do it myself. Also forgot to do the daily dad joke. I knew a guy who collected candy canes. They were all in mint condition. Classic. Alright, now I have all of them together that I need. So we can go ahead and let's put this here. And then we just kind of... I think they need to be facing the other way, but that's fine. And I guess we're sacrificing our Silk Touch Diamond pick. Don't really need it, I guess. Oh, he had another pick in there too. Dang it. I think it can go like right here, right? Yes, everyone feed. It looks like the top ones are not feeding, so I'll have to put these over here, I guess. Alright, looks like everyone is hooked up to power. Guess we can go ahead and put those away. And then you need a direct line of sight to bedrock. And it's already collecting its ores, but we need sulfur, so we need the yellow laser lens and set the min Y to 5. I set it up to autocraft because I'm so lazy I don't even want to go upstairs. So we should be able to... Oh, so we can do multiple yellows, I think, to increase our weight here. I think. I might be wrong. But it doesn't really matter, does it? We just do this, and then... Boom, boom. And then the yellow... Heal. The yellow laser lens. Let's try and do another 4. See if that works. Hey, we got the niter that we needed, I think. And there's our sulfur. Fantastic. It was the very next thing we got. So let's go ahead and make sure that this smelts into... Yeah, we just only needed one of them. So that's all we needed. Alright, so one thing I think we do need is a purification chamber. Here's one purification chamber. I kind of want to look at it real quick. I actually don't know that's what we need. Because we need sulfuric acid. And to do, we can turn sulfur dust into sulfuric acid, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it. So we can't skip as many steps as I wanted to, but we still need a chemical oxidizer. So we don't need this purification chamber at all. But I am going to go ahead and set up a couple of automation things. So this thing should be on its own network here. It's on 6 of 8 channels. We're going to have to upgrade this to a thick boy. This is something I've needed to do for a while, but essentially I've hooked everything up kind of here, and now I'm just kind of going through and making patterns for mechanism stuff because we're going to need them. There's going to be a lot of crafting in this, so I might as well automate it as I go. Let's go ahead and start crafting our chemical oxidizer. We need a dynamic tank, which we have, should have everything for except for this, and a basic tank and a chemical oxidizer. This will be that. Do signs have EMC value? I hope they do. They do not. That sucks. Alright, so let's go ahead and get placed. I came out here, just made a platform, because this stuff is going to be kind of long. The chemical oxidizer, first things first, needs to take in sulfur. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do this. Why won't you face the way I want you to face? What about this? Okay. That's fine. I'm not sure which is which, but we want an EMC link. So I went ahead and learned all the way up to yellow between episodes. We definitely don't need yellow. I think we could do like EMC limit of what is sulfur? 256. I don't think that matters or not, but we might as well just go with the dark one just in case. So we'll go here. We will set this to output our sulfur. Go ahead and grab sulfur. Item export set to sulfur, and then we go ahead and get a pipe from the pipes mod, and we should be able to just go ahead and extract that. And we should, in theory, get sulfur? Why you no get sulfur? Question mark. It doesn't want sulfur because I can't directly input sulfur because I'm stupid. So what we need to do is back this up, and then actually back this up too while we're at it. We'll go ahead and put that down there, that here. Boom. And then this is how I'm going to kind of do it here. So we need a crusher for this. All right, so we'll go ahead and place a crusher down here, and then we can put the EMC link here. Here. You should be set up for sulfur. Then you should be inputs. Nice. And then that should be output, eject on. You should be inputs. Nice. And they'll kind of also go without saying that I'm going to go ahead and install all the upgrades I can in each machine. Now look how fast that is. Very nice. Next on the list is the electrolytic separator. Looks like we need iron dust and a couple of other things. We need a lot more infused alloy. That is for sure. All right, next thing up on the list is the electrolytic separator, like I said. And I think I'm going to put this one up here because we do need oxygen, but I think we also need the water vapor. Water vapor comes from just water. Maybe we don't need... Yeah, I feel like we need it somewhere, though. Maybe not. Sulfur trioxide, water vapor, sulfuric... Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. So now we have our sulfur dioxide, which can be combined with our oxygen to make sulfur trioxide. So the dioxide can come into a chemical infuser. Let's see. We need 2. Okay, of course. We're rapidly running out of everything because I'm mass crafting a lot of stuff. So need 1, 2 of these. They're not the electrolytic separator. We need the chemical infuser. The chemical infuser can go here. And then from here we can do input 2 and then input 1. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, it's a gas, right? I'm assuming that's a gas. So why aren't you accepting your gas? Because you are not set to eject. So you need to output and then eject, and then you should, in theory, be ejecting. Why not? Output. There we go. The gas needs to be output. And now we have our electrolytic separator, which we will supply with a sink. We can go ahead here and just, let's go from the back, I guess. Sink it, and then get some more pipes. We're going to be using a lot of pipes in here. Supposedly supposed to be more lag friendly, but we'll see. So now we should get the wait, what do we need? Sulfur trioxide. So we're not getting... Oh, well, good thing we did it this way. We're going to dump the excess hydrogen here, and then idle on this, and then we are outputting... Well, I did not set that up, but at least it worked the way I wanted to the first time. And there we go. There's our sulfur trioxide, all nice and filled up, while everything else gets a backlog here. How much does it take a tick? 800? Oh, jeez. I always do that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's just remove this sign for now, and then this is where our sulfur trioxide is coming from. Do not block the front, please. Usually a pretty good idea, like when you have like this complicated of a setup, just put signs or something to label things because you will forget and you have to like follow things through. All right, so next on our list is a chemical infuser. Oh wait, another chemical infuser. So here's our chemical infuser because we need that to make sulfuric acid. So we need to take sulfur trioxide and water vapor. Then we just go ahead and put this here. And then in the back, we can do an input here. With sulfur trioxide in one side here. And I'm also going to go ahead and run our power cables below. And then I guess on this side over here, we can put in the, what was it? The water vapor. So to get the water vapor, we need rotary deconsent. I can never say that word. I've done this, I don't know how many times. I can just never, I don't know what it is. I can't do it. We'll put that here. Put this here. Put the left. No. What's what here? Gases. Output left. Okay, and then our input right. No, output and then inputs right, and then get rid of all of that. Put our power thing down here. And then you need a water supply. You also need the decondensates. Not a tank, a sink. That's the word. And we don't have that. And there we go. Now we're pumping the water into here. It'll do its thing where it will come over here, and our water vapor is very slow. So just be wary about all this stuff, though. It is very expensive to run at full speed like this. Like, it'll go up to like 20k a tick. There we go. And that's filled up. And then the reason I'm upgrading everything right now is because we want to make a very big reactor. So hopefully we get the power we need out of it. That's what the hope is, at least. And there's our sulfuric acid. All right, so next, I don't know why that's there. Hydrofluoric acid is our next step. So we need a supply to a chemical dissolution chamber. We go ahead and make one of these, which is not cheap. Kind of. It's just going to be kind of a pain to make. I need to teach the system how to make all this refined obsidian and ultimate control stuff. All right, now I should be able to go ahead and autocraft, but for some reason I can't do it out of the terminal. It just like doesn't work. Okay, or control clicking doesn't work either. All right, that's just fun. Okay, can we stop, please? And one chemical dissolution chamber. Then we go ahead and fill this bad boy all the way up with our sulfuric acid, and I will go ahead and I made a whole stack of all of these, by the way, and they're all already getting used. Then we need to go ahead and put down another EMC link, but this one I think needs to be a higher tier because fluorite it takes more EMC to make it. Yeah, we should go ahead and get all that in there, and then this is maxed out, so we don't need the max hour upgrade anymore, or max hour pipe at all. So there's our hydrofluoric acid done. And with our hydrofluoric acid done, we need it to make uranium hexafluoride. However, we need to get uranium oxide before we do that. And to get uranium oxide, we need a chemical oxidizer again. Let's go ahead and just make one of those if I could get this right. Let's see. So we need more infused alloys. Infused alloy, go ahead and make 100 of those, probably. And then this is going to need a tank. Personal chest, and there we go, a chemical oxidizer. I also noticed before I make that, I was using pipes here to save on lag potentially. However, even with those netherite upgrades, it only transfers a little over, I think it was 200 FE a tick. So we need a little bit more than that. 200,000 off. I don't know if I said that or not. But yeah, we need a little more than 200k a tick to run all those machines consistently. I don't think we'll need to. They'll run for like maybe 5 or 10 ticks and then turn off, and then 5 or 10 ticks, turn off. All right, now that we have our chemical oxidizer, let's go ahead and put it, let's put it here. Let's not have it face that way. Let's have it face this way. So to get uranium oxide, we need yellow cake uranium. Yellow cake uranium is just uranium ingots into an enrichment chamber, which is very, very easy. I didn't realize how expensive uranium was. 4K per thing. So we're gonna need a link here. I'm not sure if like the EMC limit matters or not on it, but I think we need a red one for this because of the EMC requirements. So for this, we can go ahead and take a, see here, we take our EMC link here, and then set it to I don't know why I opened this, but we can set it to uranium, and then get a enrichment chamber. Do I have one laying around? Probably not. I'm not upgrading these to factories or anything just because it's not necessary for what we're doing. One at a time is going to be more than fine for us. So we can go ahead and get our pipe wrench out. We have our enrichment chamber here. Input, output, eject on, and then you should be a input. Okay, and then you are going to need some upgrades as per usual. There's that. So cool. And then you should, in theory, be taking in... No, wait, what? Wait, why do enrichment chamber? Enrichment chamber is not yet. That's too soon. I messed up. We need to smelt the uranium and then put it... Okay, yeah. One step too soon. Now we just need to set this to output, eject on, and then you should now go to cakes, input, output, and then you come here, and now we make uranium oxide. So next up on our list is uranium hexafluoride, and now that we have our hydrofluoric acid and get our thing here, our uranium oxide. Don't go in the front, I need to label you, please. So now that that is labeled, we need to create another chemical infusion chamber. We're gonna need a lot of these, so I should probably just make as many as I can with what we have. There, I'll make 3 for now. So this chemical infusion chamber can come, we'll do it here. Chemical infuser can go there. And then I will just extend our pipes like so. And then we need to grab hydrofluoric acid out of here and uranium oxide here and put it into this. But I feel like this is a gas, and acid has to be, it's got to be a, what do you call it, right? A liquid. And so since I have no idea, I'm not going to bother with it. We're just going to use universal pipes here. And we will take out the hydrofluoric acid. Output. Output. So it's a gas. Okay. And then we come into here. We put our upgrades in as per usual. And now we have a whole thing of uranium hexafluoride. So the uranium hexafluoride does need to go into an isotopic centrifuge. So we don't have lead ingots. That is embarrassing. I will make some. So for now, I just kind of want to try a single one. I guess I can separate it just in case we need to add more. But not sure how fast this is going to move. So this uranium hexafluoride needs to go from here. Gases, output, eject. Okay, and then you need to be inputs, gases, inputs. So yeah, right now it's okay speed. We'll see how the rest of the machines keep up. We'll put 8 in here. And let's see how fast it makes fissile fuel. Okay. So the rest of the machines are more or less able to keep up. We're kind of falling back here. I want everything to be backed up almost instantly. This chemical oxidizer is just not fast enough. Yeah, because it seems like everything else backed up instantly, but it seems like our bottleneck, our first bottleneck at least, is going to be this sulfur production. So we'll have to see about that. We'll see if it becomes a problem or not. So since that's already kind of bottlenecking and still recouping itself, I'm not going to add in more of these. And it made it pretty quickly. I don't know if we'll go through it that fast, but we'll see. So now that we have our fissile fuel, we're actually ready to go ahead and make a fission reactor. So we need some of this, that I think also, so it doesn't blow up. And then assemblies and control rod assemblies. So for this, I know I'm going to want to automate making casing and fuel assembly and control rods for sure. So it looks like a fission reactor can be up to an 18 by 18 by 18. I don't think we'll make it that big, but I think we can probably, because I don't know what the setup can handle and how quickly it'll make it. We also need a turbine to get some power out of the steam that's going to make. But before that, let's just go ahead and get our fission reactors set up. We are once again running out of room for recipes. So I have some of the fission reactor casing. Let's go ahead and just make a thing. There we go. I want the chunk boundaries on. And let's go ahead and put it in this chunk, I guess. It doesn't really matter that much. Let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm afraid if we go bigger than this, we won't be able to supply it. So we'll do a 10 by 10 by possibly 10. So here's the frame of it, pretty much done. We have reactor glass out here. Then the floor is just made of reactor casing. The ceiling also needs to be made solid of reactor casing. However, I still need to fill it with these fission fuel rod assemblies and the control rod assemblies. I also went ahead and added our ports. So this is going to be for the fissile fuel. This will be our nuclear waste, which is really what we're after. It's going to come out of here. And then our steam's going to come out of here to power our turbine that is not yet built. Let's go ahead and see how far 100 of these assemblies will get us. I don't think they should touch the wall for like efficiency's sake. Because again, I don't know how much our thing can handle. And then you want it to be one lower, so I should probably also go ahead and make the assemblies as well. I did not teach the system how to make that, did I? Damn. All right, my OSD will not let this slide. I didn't think about the thing, so we need to actually expand this one block. So I can get the even checkerboard pattern. And now it's expanded by 1. Go ahead and start placing down the rest. I'm also thinking I might as well get ahead of the curve here. This is absolutely going to be a bottleneck for us. Crusher is easy enough to upgrade. We can just change it to a factory. So if we go ahead and change it over to a factory, do I have the means to make the rest of this? I hate that the wireless doesn't work. Or it just doesn't work at all. We love it. I think in advanced they'll be fine. That should be fine at least. Go ahead, toss that down. On. And then... that's wrong. We need to make sure that this is input. That's output. Eject. Okay. And it actually looks like our EMC leak can't keep up, so I'm going to upgrade this also. There we go. A maxed advanced crushing factory seems to keep perfect pace with a Link 4. That seems to be as good as we can get it. But now looking at this, I'm probably going to have to move this back a block and then have another chemical oxidizer here. So we'll have to at least double our output of sulfur. Of, what is it? Sulfur dioxide. Alright, there we go. New setup. Hopefully this alleviates the bottleneck. So now we're producing much more sulfur than we were. Over 4 times, really, because these also move faster. Over 5 times as much. And then now we have another one creating sulfur dioxide. This one, and they both are pumping into the same slot here. So they're both going into input 2. And hopefully this works. I've now crafted in total 150 of these things. So let's hope that this is in fact... Oh, wrong place. I was so confused. That's not right. Did I mess everything up? All right. Pretty much right at enough. So that's 147 in total of those. And then, oh, I need one more. Damn. And now they're all in place. Just a forewarning on these. You don't want them touching or you'll lose efficiency. That's kind of wanted to make it bigger, but also just make it, actually do well because I don't want it to over stress our system. I fixed one bottleneck, but who knows how many more there are. There we go. It is all closed up, but I don't think it should work because we need probably a reactor controller or something. Oh, there we go. We did not actually need it. I just did not put the logic adapter on there. My fault. But it looks like we have a nice one. So cool. But we do need to pump this full of... Ooh, I didn't give it a water input, did I? We'll need to fix that. Also, something to note, when you're using big mechanism things that require very quick movement of things from one place to another, aside from like small single things like this, when you need a lot of a certain material, you might as well just use mechanism pipes. It can do more than these pipes can. And when it comes to like supplying water to this, you don't want to mess around with that. Now we're filling this thing full of water. It should be getting a decent amount of water. However, I'm not sure one sink is going to cut it, and each side does count as extra, um, pulling ability. So I might make 1 or 2 extra sinks, and then that should be keeping us full of water, as that is the most important thing here. I'm not sure how fast this thing is going to burn through it. All right, there's a beautiful setup of sinks, so that we should have more than enough water, so we shouldn't not run out. It definitely looks like it fills up fast, I get it, but it can burn through water very quickly, which is kind of what we want. So the next thing, before we even turn this thing on, I want to be able to use it to make power. So I'm going to want to create a turbine. And for that, we'll need all these components, and I will go ahead and craft them all up. They're nothing crazy, just a lot of osmium and turbine casing and just stuff nothing crazy going on. Yeah. All right. Place is getting disgustingly messy. I slapped down a thing here because I was tired of coming back and forth and refilling it myself. We're exporting our enriched carbon into here so we can keep these filled up because these bad boys need a booty load of steel. All right, I'm not sure how big I want to make this, but I think this bad boy needs to be big. I feel like this is big, but I feel like it could be bigger, question mark? Never mind, this is apparently as big as you can make it. Just about. I think it's like 1 block shorter than it can be. This mechanism stuff is taking up all of my assemblers. How many dispersers do we think we need? 100? Why not? I know this episode's getting a little long, but we're almost there. So dispersers, so just so everyone can see the mechanism set up here, we have structural glass all around, and then the turbine, okay. The turbine casings need to form at least like a skeleton. It has to be solid on the bottom and then a skeleton everywhere else, like so. And then turbine vent can go on the side like this, all the way down to the level that you have your thing right here, your rotational complex. And all around your rotational complex inside the turbine itself, you want pressure dispersers. That's where we're at now. And then the turbine rotor here, and then I'll get the blades installed soon. Yeah, that 100 was not nearly enough. I don't know what I was thinking. Also decided to get a netherite furnace for a couple crafting things. Let's put it right here and put a storage bus. Or not, a pattern provider so we can smelt things like iron that we have to smelt a lot of. So now we have a netherite furnace with a speed upgrade. And I need to go grab some things. Mainly, I need to grab the iron because iron's going to be a lot here. So put the iron in here. And then I say I want iron ingots, craft please. Craft me. We need a lot of iron for all this stuff, so I'm gonna go with 10k. Damn! Gonna give me like a seizure or something. I thought it'd be a little bit faster. Alright, let's go ahead and install some blades, shall we? Made a stack, but I don't think I need a stack now that I'm looking at it. No, I only need 24. So we're not going to be able to get to antimatter this episode. I really wanted to, but we came pretty far. From nothing to a usable reactor, a fission reactor, to... We'll finish this out before we finish the episode, but yeah. I think we came pretty far. There's our pressurized disperser level done, which again is just in line with the rotational complex, which is right there at the base of our rotor thing. And the next thing you'll need is some electromagnetic coils. You need these to actually be able to, you know, produce power. Here are electromagnetic coils. I don't know how many I need. I'm really just freeballing this, I'm not gonna lie. But the electromagnetic coils do need to be above the rotational complex, and each additional one you put down needs to be connected to the other one, meaning that there always needs to be a path. You can walk on these directly towards the rotational complex thing. And then if you want to get water back out of this thing, you can use a saturating condenser. So I already have this ready, but I think we'll need like, I don't know, let's say 500 of them. No processors available. That's because my big iron job is taking up the big one. Okay. Let's see how far 250 gets me. And this is why I recommend auto crafting, because even with auto crafting max speed upgrades on machines and the molecular assemblers and everything, it'll still take you over 6 minutes to craft it. Alright, there's one layer of saturated condensers down. And then I'll just put down the rest, and whatever air blocks I have left, I'll just leave it as is. I don't really care about getting that much water back out of it. We can get a little bit, but I'm primarily relying on that sink and all those things. I think there should be enough. You can have air blocks, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have the essentials of, you know, the coils and things like that. So then the top of this does need to be, well, it doesn't need, I don't know if it needs to be, but you want it to be vents. More vents, more flow, more power. Alright, the top of this is now filled in, and I saw the red particles, meaning this is now an actual reactor. So it has a max flow of 12.9 million millibuckets per tick. Production, don't know. It can store. The vents are limiting, huh? The blades are limiting. How can the blades be? I can't put any more blades in there. Can I put it down a little one more? No, I can't. So I don't know what they're talking about. I physically cannot fit any more vents in here. There's a couple more things we need to, oh, that was loud. Put a valve here, and this can be our input of the steam. So I have it set to output coolant, which I think is steam. I'm not totally sure. And then we'll change this to output the waste. And then we'll change this to input only. And then this should be input only as well. So we need to put a pressurized tube from here to here. And then set that to extract. And then set this to insert. And do I didn't do anything for you? No. Alright, so that valve should be good. And then we could probably just break it and then put our valve here, and then at Mac reactor turbine fission reactor ports. That's what we need. Go ahead and make one of these. Boom, boom. And then we can take our water out of here and put it into here. Never mind, it's just for steam and energy. I think you need to connect it to the vents that you normally place. So I'm going to move this. Reactor glass can go there. And I'm going to move this part up here. Cool. And I'm one short. Alright, so now we are recycling our unused water. Well, our used water here gets recycled back into here. We also pull from all of this water. So this bad boy should never really run out of water. I'm going to run this for just a second, and then we'll probably end the episode there. I think all I need to do is just connect it up like so. I'm just going to run it along here. I don't care. And then we should be able to set the output rights. There we go. We are now using all of our uranium hexafluoride. Wow. What are we low on? Uranium oxide for sure. Our chemical oxidizer again is our bane of our existence. So how much are you? Wow, yeah, we need a lot more than that. It actually looks like even 2 chemical oxidizers is not enough to keep up. Oh, it does seem like it might be good enough. And this is the initial fill up. It's going from empty to full. So I think I'm going to need to add on another chemical oxidizer. Oh, and we also passed 1 trillion EMC. I didn't notice. Oops. There we go. Added on another chemical oxidizer. Would seem that this boy is going to need to get upgraded. Alright, this guy is now upgraded to advanced as well. Which means someone should be filling up. Yeah, okay, so now we're getting all full. And outputting to here. And you're still slack-a-lacking. We might actually need 3 per to keep up with this rate. It's still not enough, and we're not even halfway full. Oh yeah, now we're tripled up, baby. But I'm not even sure this is going to be fast enough. We're still struggling. Yeah, it's still not quite enough. And keep in mind, these are all max upgraded. I think the uranium oxide's fine, though. It seems to have caught back up once I put 2 down. I said upgrade this to a basic smelting factory. And now everything seems to be caught up. It's just the sulfur is so slow. It takes so much. Upgrade this to elite. See how this does. I think we'll have to do it though, because I mean, at this point, sulfur is absolutely the bottleneck. But good to figure these things out before you actually turn the thing on. But I mean, we're producing it at like not a bad rate. Before we end the episode, I do want to make a little emergency shutoff though, that we will need so this thing does not blow up. All right, here's our emergency shutoff, all nice and vanillaed up. So we have 3 logic adapters here. One's for high temperature, one's for excess waste, and then one's for damage critical. If any of those things happen, your reactor is more than likely going to explode. So before that happens, we output a redstone signal into this repeater, so the sticky piston extends, triggering this observer, and there's another logic adapter behind there that's set to deactivate once it gets a redstone signal. And yep. So it looks like we are full. We're still filling up our backlog here, full of fissile fuel. We got about 300 buckets in there now. But let's see how much we churn and burn. Let's turn it on. So just activate it, and we use 0.1 millibuckets per tick. Question mark. And then seems we need to get more. Our temperature needs to build up a little bit here. So we need 1 bucket of antimatter to make an antimatter pellet, and to make antimatter you need a bucket of polonium. To make a bucket of polonium you need 10 buckets of nuclear waste, and we've barely made a 5th. So yeah, it takes a long time. Also, this is entirely too cool, which means I need to make this less efficient and heat it up. So I'm really just going to add probably a couple more blocks of all this stuff in between episodes. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Next time we will actually get antimatter pellets in our hands and probably get some kind of induction matrix to store all of our power, even though we're just making nothing with this. And we can store what, 31 bill? Yeah, we need to. This is not great. Although I will say the quest only needs 5 millibuckets of antimatter. But yeah, I'm gonna make this better. By better, I mean less efficient. And I just realized I forgot to set the burn rate, and then I swear I'll end it. But our rate limit right now is the lowest it can be, and it can be up to 147 millibuckets a tick. But I need to see how much we're making. I truly don't know how much we're making a tick. So we've got 650 buckets. I don't know if we can keep up with 147. Let's see what 100 does, shall we? What does 100 do? Let's do 75. Let's play it safe. 75 millibuckets a tick. Our water is now failing. Okay, so we can't keep up with that. Back down. Oh, oh. Okay. Water almost went away. Oh yeah, never mind. This is actually more than enough. I was overreacting. This will be. Yeah, now we're producing 2. Okay, yeah, never mind. This is totally fine. Totally fine. 2.75 mil. Yeah. All right. I'll probably get this ironed out and give us more water, and then see how it goes from there.